Eric Forrester's ultimate deception, faking terminal illness to reunite Ridge and Brooke before his death in the ever-dramatic world of the bold and the beautiful. A shocking new storyline is unfolding that has fans buzzing with anticipation. According to recent spoilers, Eric Forrester is orchestrating perhaps his most elaborate scheme to date, faking a terminal illness to manipulate his son Ridge into reuniting with Brooke Logan before his supposed death. This calculated plan stems from Eric's long-held belief that Ridge and Brooke are destined to be together, despite Ridge's current relationship with Taylor Hayes. The latest developments suggest Eric's disapproval of Taylor has reached new heights, pushing him to extreme measures to ensure his son ends up with a woman Eric believes is his true soulmate. This dramatic plot twist promises to deliver the intense family drama and emotional manipulation that B&B fans have come to expect from the long-running soap opera. Eric's history of health deceptions. This isn't the first time Eric has used health concerns as a manipulation tactic. In late 2023, B&B viewers witnessed Eric collapse at his gala, sending his family into panic mode. However, subsequent storylines revealed that not everything was as it seemed. According to multiple reports, Eric actually faked his illness during this period to test his family's loyalty and determine who truly cared about him. This elaborate charade involved Eric bribing Dr. Kabi to help stage his supposed terminal condition, allowing him to observe how his relatives would respond in what they believed were his final days. In another instance from December 2024, Eric reportedly employed similar tactics to manipulate Carter Walton during a business dispute. As one source noted, Eric could be on his fake deathbed, begging Carter to do the right thing. Once Carter does, Eric will bounce out of that hospital bed, and then there will be consequences. This establishes a clear pattern of Eric using health crises, both real and fabricated, as leverage to achieve his personal and professional goals. His willingness to go to such extremes demonstrates just how far he's prepared to go when he believes the end justifies the means, making his current scheme to reunite Ridge and Brooke entirely consistent with his character development over recent seasons. Eric's unwavering support for Ridge. Eric's determination to see Ridge reunite with Brooke isn't a sudden development, but rather the culmination of years of witnessing their tumultuous relationship. Recent spoilers indicate that Eric fundamentally believes Ridge and Brooke share a destined connection that transcends the obstacles they've faced throughout their many marriages and breakups. This conviction has only strengthened as Eric has gotten older and faced his own health challenges, real and fabricated. According to April 2025 spoilers, Eric called him out on this and decided to step in and help Brooke try to get Ridge back after Ridge once again left Brooke during a dispute over Forrester Creations' leadership. Eric's investment in Brooke extends beyond just approving of her relationship with Ridge. Having been married to Brooke himself, one of his 10 marriages according to Soap Chronicles, Eric maintains a unique bond with her that influences his perspective on who should be by Ridge's side. In recent episodes, Eric was seen watching old footage of Brooke in her iconic showstopper fashion moments, reminiscing about her impact on the Forrester legacy. This personal history, combined with his assessment of Ridge's pattern of behavior, has convinced Eric that only Brooke can truly make his son happy. His fatherly concern, while manifesting in manipulative ways, stems from a genuine belief that he knows what's best for Ridge's long-term happiness. The Taylor problem, Eric's growing animosity. While Eric's support for Brooke is clear, equally evident is his increasing frustration with Taylor Hayes and Ridge's recurring pattern of retreating to her whenever he faces relationship troubles with Brooke. According to recent episodes, Eric has grown increasingly vocal about his disapproval of this dynamic. Ridge was mad at Brooke and ran back to Taylor, just like he always does. Eric called him out on this. Reveals one source about Eric's confrontation with his son over this repetitive behavior. This criticism represents more than just preference for Brooke. It demonstrates Eric's frustration with what he perceives as Ridge's inability to commit fully to either woman. Eric's animosity toward Taylor appears to have intensified upon learning that Ridge and Taylor were planning a wedding. From Eric's perspective, this represents another impulsive decision by Ridge rather than a thoughtful choice based on genuine, enduring love. Sources indicate that Eric views Ridge's relationship with Taylor as a convenient escape rather than a meaningful partnership. This perspective has apparently hardened Eric's resolve to intervene before Ridge makes what Eric considers a grave mistake, marrying Taylor instead of reconciling with Brooke. The timing of Eric's illness scheme aligns suspiciously with Ridge and Taylor's wedding plans, suggesting a calculated effort to disrupt their nuptials and create an opening for Brooke to reclaim her place in Ridge's life. The elaborate deception, how Eric plans to execute his scheme. Eric's current scheme to fake a terminal illness represents his most audacious manipulation yet. According to recent spoilers, Eric's plan involves a multi-phase approach to convince everyone, including medical professionals, that he's suffering from a life-threatening condition. Drawing from his previous experience with health deceptions, Eric likely knows exactly how to mimic concerning symptoms that would convince his family of the severity of his condition. Sources suggest he may have enlisted medical help once again, potentially from a character like Lee Finnegan, who might be persuaded to assist in the charade. The centerpiece of Eric's plan appears to be a dramatic deathbed request, specifically asking Ridge and Brooke to marry before he dies so he can witness their reunion. This emotional appeal would be nearly impossible for Ridge to refuse, creating the perfect trap to force Ridge away from Taylor and back into Brooke's arms. Eric could be on his fake deathbed, begging Ridge to do the right thing, suggests one source, describing a similar tactic Eric used in a business context. The intensity of such a moment, combined with Ridge's likely guilt and sense of obligation to his dying father, creates the perfect emotional leverage for Eric to achieve his goal of reuniting the couple he believes belongs together. Ridge and Taylor's wedding plans threatened. The timing of Eric's scheme coincides suspiciously with Ridge and Taylor's wedding preparations. According to recent spoilers, Ridge has proposed to Taylor with unprecedented certainty, telling her he wants to start a life with Taylor, free from the past, free from expectations, and free from Brooke. This declaration of commitment to Taylor represents exactly what Eric is determined to prevent. Taylor, overwhelmed by Ridge's apparent certainty, accepted his proposal without hesitation, and the couple began planning a simple yet beautiful ceremony to take place within weeks. This accelerated timeline for Ridge and Taylor's wedding likely triggered Eric's decision to implement his illness deception immediately. With the wedding approaching rapidly, Eric would need to create a scenario compelling enough to derail these plans completely. His strategy appears to involve not just interrupting the wedding itself, but creating circumstances where Ridge would feel obligated to fulfill his father's dying wish instead of proceeding with his marriage to Taylor. The urgency of Eric's supposed declining health would provide the perfect excuse to postpone or cancel the wedding to Taylor, creating the opportunity Eric needs to maneuver Ridge back toward Brooke under the guise of granting a dying man's final request. Brooke's role in Eric's scheme. While it remains unclear whether Brooke is knowingly participating in Eric's deception or is an unwitting beneficiary, spoilers suggest she becomes an active part of Eric's plan to prevent Ridge and Taylor's wedding. According to recent episodes, Brooke was devastated and shocked that Ridge moved so quickly when she heard about his engagement to Taylor. Her reactions suggest she remains emotionally invested in her relationship with Ridge despite their recent separation. This emotional vulnerability makes her a natural ally in Eric's scheme, whether or not she's aware of its fraudulent nature. Interestingly, sources indicate that Brooke has been conducting her own investigation into Taylor's past, desperate to find something that will expose her as unworthy of Ridge's love. This parallel effort reveals that Brooke shares Eric's objective of preventing Ridge and Taylor's union, creating natural alignment between their interests. Eric's terminal illness provides the perfect cover for Brooke to approach Ridge with renewed emotional intimacy, under the pretext of supporting him through his father's health crisis. Whether Brooke eventually discovers Eric's deception remains to be seen, but for now, she appears positioned to benefit significantly from the chaos Eric's fake illness will create in Ridge's relationship with Taylor. Potential fallout and long-term consequences. If Eric's deception succeeds in reuniting Ridge and Brooke, the immediate goal will be achieved, but the long-term consequences could be devastating for multiple relationships. When, not if, the truth about Eric's fake illness eventually emerges, Ridge will likely feel betrayed by his father's manipulation and question the authenticity of his reunion with Brooke. Taylor would undoubtedly be heartbroken and furious about the orchestrated destruction of her relationship with Ridge, potentially leading to deeper conflicts within the Forrester family. Other family members who grieved Eric's supposed imminent death would feel manipulated and misled, potentially damaging their trust in Eric permanently. For Eric himself, the revelation of his deception could backfire dramatically. Rather than being remembered fondly as a beloved patriarch who brought his family together in his final days, he risks being viewed as a manipulative schemer willing to exploit his family's love and concern for his own agenda. Even Brooke might resent being made complicit in such an elaborate lie, particularly if she was unaware of Eric's true condition. The potential damage to Eric's relationships might leave him isolated and regretful, questioning whether his interference in Ridge's personal life was worth the cost to his own legacy and relationships. As one source noted regarding a similar deception, once the truth comes out, there will be consequences. Conclusion: a bold and beautiful deception. Eric Forrester's scheme to fake a terminal illness in order to reunite Ridge with Brooke before his supposed death represents a dramatic escalation in the patriarch's involvement in his son's love life. Driven by his unwavering belief that Ridge and Brooke are destined to be together and his apparent dislike of Taylor, Eric has orchestrated what may be his most elaborate manipulation yet. As this storyline unfolds, viewers can expect intense, emotional confrontations, shocking revelations, and the potential collapse of carefully constructed relationships, all hallmarks of the dramatic storytelling that has made the bold and the beautiful a staple of daytime television for decades. Whether Eric's scheme succeeds in permanently reuniting Ridge and Brooke remains to be seen. However, one thing is certain: the fallout from this deception will reverberate through the Forrester family for months to come, potentially forever altering the dynamics between these beloved characters. As Eric plays what he believes is his final card in the game of love and legacy, B&B fans are in for a roller coaster of emotions that will keep them tuning in day after day to witness the unfolding drama of this ultimate patriarchal manipulation.